Hello and welcome to the Conversation Is podcast, the TCIP, and down they come like a swarm of locusts. I'm here with Charlie Pitson.
Yeah, boy.
And our first ever guest,
Dean McLean.
and we are doing Exorcist.
Halloween special.
Halloween special.
Yeah.
Boom. When was it released? 1973?
1973, yeah.
Who's the director, Charlie?
William Friedkin.
William Friedkin. Based on a book by William Blatty.
Yeah.
Dean's here to tell some great paranormal stories from our childhood.
We get very heated on Joker, the character.
We tell some dodgy stories about our friends. It's
Yeah,
going to be a
it's all
banger.
off, yeah.
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Yeah, back, yeah.
Boom.
For Not So Season 2.
Yeah.
Just episode 15.
Right, let's get into Exorcist then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right then, so William Friedkin, what else has he done?
Fuck those, mate.
I've got no idea, no.
No.
I've never for such, considering he had such a huge contribution to, how this film turned out, obviously as a director, but, the extremes he went to,
Yeah.
I don't know anything else he's done.
No, I can't think of anything either. Shall I find out?
Yeah.
Is it
let's look that
important?
up.
Is it important enough? I can't imagine it is.
No. William Blatty is a more famous director to me than him, even though he only wrote this, but he directed, I think, one of the prequel ones, one of the fourth ones.
Yeah. Oh, shit. No, nothing interesting.
No?
No.
That's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's won 3 Oscars for the
Are they all
Exorcist.
for this, though,
yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
What Oscars were they?
Best
Surely,
Picture.
Makeup or something like that.
No, Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Director, the ones he earned out of the 5.
Yeah.
I think they might
One of
have
them's got to be for...
I don't think Make Us was around that time, mind. I think
Possibly not.
it's pretty new. Same with sound mixing, all that
It
kind of
would
stuff.
have won that category, absolutely. Because
Find out now.
I think this is still the pinnacle today of, prosthetics and practical effect, to make someone look minging.
Yeah. When I think of The Exorcist, I think of Scary Movie 2. I always just revert back to that rather than
All
this.
right.
I don't know why.
I watch this film fairly often, at least 4 or 5 times a year. And most of the times I watch it with my mum. And every time we have the argument, so in Scary Movie 2, the bit with Father Merrin where he goes to the toilet and takes shit and all the flies come in, that's from Amityville Horror.
Yeah.
But my mother thinks it's from this, but because she
No,
thinks
it's
Scary Movie
it's
2.
just a visual gag, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Just so that...
And I'm always like, no, it's Amityville Horror. But you think it's this because of Scary Movie, and she's adamant that it's this, and now it's been cut. And I was like, why would they cut that? Of all the horrible and offensive things in this film, why the fuck would they cut the flies out? And we have it every time, and I prove her wrong every time, but she still, brings it up. It does my fucking head in.
Well, I was here the other day when you two was arguing about it, and it was fucking hilarious.
She does my head in, man. It's what's more annoying about it is that I know why she's mixing it up.
Yeah.
Do you mean? Because she doesn't like the Scary Movie films, but number 2 she knows a lot about, because she was talking to you about that earlier. By the way, this is Dean, who hasn't spoken until now, but Dean is also here.
Yeah.
Hello. Our first ever guest. Yeah, but it's just really annoying.
Yeah, I always just think that this bit was
It's a slow opening, isn't it?
Yeah, and every time I haven't watched it since I was a kid. I just haven't. But I always thought it was hundreds of years ago.
Right.
Or maybe maybe not hundreds, maybe the 1930s, and then it's 20 years later is the film, but it's not. It's same time, isn't it?
No, it's not. You're right in a way, sort of.
They don't tell you what year it is, do they?
They don't tell you what year it is, but
They just tell you where.
Right. I don't know whether I'm not going to go into the book. I'm not going to go into the book unless it's a vital detail. But so what you got to bear in mind is this is where we see Merrin, and then the next time we see him, he's in a priest's retreat.
Yeah.
So obviously time has passed between here and then, and I'm not sure exactly, but there's a line in here. The whole point of Merrin is he's encountered Pazuzu before.
Yeah.
Because he exercises a boy here. And there's a throwaway line about it in this, but I'm not sure whether that takes place between now and Reagan,
mm-hmm.
or whether it's already happened. Because the point of this whole sequence is basically for him to get to the statue to symbolise him, like, obviously facing off against Pazuzu.
Yeah.
But, like, so I'm not sure where the boy's exorcism takes place between that and Reagan, or whether it's already happened. Because we were having the discussion when we watched it about when one of the voices screams out Marin.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, I was saying, I wonder if that's that like the voice calling Marin out as like a challenge, or whether it's Reagan calling out because she knows he might be able to help her, because obviously he's beaten Pazuzu before.
They don't actually mention in this movie his name, do they? Pazuzu.
They don't know, but the statue is synonymous.
I mean,
but you're right. No, they don't mention it.
They never actually say his name, Pazuzu.
There's a couple of clues, which honestly, I'll admit to it now. There's something in this which I noticed, and I only noticed it when we watched it, and I didn't bring it up. But because I don't know if you remember, I was talking about the series. There's an Easter egg in the series, which is a really deep cut reference, like from the book. It's something that's a prominent thing in the book, but it's not in the film. But there is a little sort of nod to it, which again sort of confirms it's Pazuzu. But you're right, they never name it as him until the second one. But in the book,
there's a second one.
There's 5 Exorcist films. There's 1, 2, and 3, and then there's 4, and there's like another 4.
Well, so the first one was based off real exorcism.
No, that's kind of a movie myth. So it's based on a novel, but the inspiration for the novel was the guy read like a newspaper article.
So it's loosely based.
Very, very loosely. More inspired by.
I was going to say, it doesn't seem like it is actually based on one, but kind of inspired, because the type of person that can put a film together like this that is that well designed can't actually believe that things would happen the way they did in real life. With, well, I don't know what you guys believe, but personally, I don't think exorcisms are an actual thing. Like,
no.
So I think, maybe the first movie was inspired by one, but are the second ones follow everything the same, or? Because I've never seen. Well, I never.
The second one is absolutely insane. I don't think the second one is the only one that isn't based on one of William Blatty's novels.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Richard Burton's a psychologist, and she goes to him to try and get over the trauma of obviously the exorcism. And the whole film kind of undoes the first one. It like makes out that it was just all in her head and she was faking it, which is something I think the film does really well. In like it gives you little seeds where you could, if you wanted to, argue that she did fake it.
Yeah.
But the second one's all out like, no, she faked it. And then the third one is more of a direct adaptation of another Blatty book, and it's about Father Karras. So the priest in this, he comes back for the second one, and the detective, and it's all right. There's 2 different cuts of it, and the studio cut is shit, and the director's cut is amazing, as it often is. The director's cut is much better, and then there's a 4th one, which is a prequel, which follows Marin on the African exorcism.
Yeah.
But there's 2 completely different versions of that, but they've all got the same actors in. It's weird. I'm not quite sure what it is, but there's a really strange production story behind it. I think William Blatty wanted to direct his version, and the studio's like, no, we want to do our own version. But they did do the 2 completely different ones and released them both, which is really strange.
Waste of money, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is the Exorcism of Emily Rose in that series, or was that like...
It's not part of it.
Because I remember when I was younger, my dad was like, oh, there's a new Exorcist film. And I was like... And obviously, you got to see the Exorcism in it, and you're like, oh, yeah, it's probably... No, it's not.
Yeah, they did try and market it a little bit off The Exorcist. And I think the Exorcism of Emily Rose is... It doesn't even nothing will compare to The Exorcist.
Yeah.
But I think Emily Rose is possibly the only thing that comes even slightly close.
Do you know who directed it?
Who was it?
Scott Derrickson.
Was it?
Yeah. He's a horror director, wasn't he?
Wasn't there loads of controversy over it? Or...
I think so, probably.
I can't remember. I might be wrong there.
I thought I was going to turn around and he's still in the fucking desert or Africa, whatever reason.
Nah, we're in Georgetown now, son.
Is there any debate at all over at what point in the movie does this girl get possessed?
Yeah, there is. My theory is that she's already possessed, and I said that to you when we were watching it. The clue is that the window's already open.
But there's still noises coming from the attic, though.
Yeah.
So, isn't that suggesting that it's in the house, but not in the body?
No, not necessarily. That's going off a little bit of book knowledge, admittedly, but also, she can control things like with the drawer in the bed, so she could just be subconsciously making that noise while she's sleeping anyway. I don't know. I wouldn't like to say really, because I mean they try to suggest that it's when she starts playing with the Ouija board.
Yeah.
But realistically, if you're paying attention, she's been playing with the Ouija board before the film starts following her.
Didn't they
And like I said, there's a clue which I'll point out as well, which is another thing for me that suggests.
Well, there was a noticeable. I looked it up before. Well, not trying to look it up, but I found out before that there was a increase in sales of the boards after this movie, which is surprising.
Yeah.
Because of the time it came out, you'd think,
there was a huge controversy over this, like huge.
I don't remember any of this.
No, I hate all this part.
No,
of the film.
I don't. What? Are they on a movie set?
Yeah, she's an actress. She's like a famous actress.
It's world building. That's not necessary.
Yeah, like the whole hospital thing, like the hospital sequence. I get why it's there, and I get what its purpose is, and why there's so many. There's like 3 or 4 hospital scenes, whereas you need one. They have to do it to establish, look, this isn't a mental illness, this isn't bipolar, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? But The Exorcist goes way too heavy in on it. Like, she literally does so many tests.
No, I don't remember any of this at all. Yeah, spinning me right
it's
out.
all more or less irrelevant.
I genuinely thought the whole film was just in the house.
Well,
for
keep
me,
in mind this is the extended cut, so this might have not actually been in the original.
No, it is. It is. The only thing that's in the extended cut, really, that's not in the original, is when she walks down the stairs. So this is like one of the main themes of the movie for me as well, with Father Karras. Like, he is the main character in this. It's not about Reagan, it's about him. It's about him losing his faith, and obviously the end result is that, like, he feels like... By the end, I think Father Karras feels like... All the way through the film, he's suggesting that he's losing his faith, and then at the very end, once Reagan kills Father Marin and he goes mad at her, I think at that point he's like, well, if a god could let this little girl suffer like this, then he's not a god that I want, which is why he then takes Pazuzu, which is what Pazuzu wants, and then he's like, well, fuck it, I'm going to kill myself anyway.
Well, that's kind of also suggested at the fact that he is a Catholic. He knows if he takes in the demon willingly and kills himself, I mean, is that suiciding in his faith? In his faith,
yeah.
Is that suicide, or is that?
But that's I think at that point he doesn't care.
Well, no, you can see the emotion in him when he's, when he sees his other priest dead on the floor, and the emotion you see when he wants to get the demon out of the little girl.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, the film doesn't really start until, like, Father Marin actually turns up. Right, so here, right, okay.
Just point out how fucking awesome it would have been to have a basement like that.
I know. That is a massive, like, Easter egg from the book. So...
The bird.
Yeah, the red feathered bird is another symbol of Pazuzu. And through the book, like, finding red feathers in the house is, like, a really big thing. And I've never noticed that before, but that's what that is obviously referencing. Because there's an amazing scene in the series. I lost my absolute mind with, like I said, it's such a really small Easter egg where, unless you've read the book, you wouldn't get it. Where she's going through the Bible, the character, and just this red feather falls out, and it's like fucking huge. It's like a really big revelation. And then the episode later, they like pay it off in such a massive way. Yeah, so if you're an Exorcist fan, I highly recommend the series. It's brilliant. It's a shame Disney have cancelled it.
Why? I didn't know Disney even had it.
Fox in it.
It's not the type of thing Disney wants to be associated with.
Budget pussies.
Yeah, because it was so good, the series. Like, whenever you hear, they're doing a sequel series to a horror film, you're like, really?
Yeah.
And
there's only ever been a few good sequels to horrors, though, isn't there?
Yeah, not many.
The new Halloween was pretty good.
I love the new Halloween. I think it's amazing. And I'm not a fan of the original Halloweens.
Yeah.
I'm a big horror fan, but I
just love the actress, to be honest.
Jimmy Curtis.
Oh, she's brilliant, yeah. Like, with the Halloweens, what it is to me is I appreciate what they done and, like, the legacy, so to speak, of it.
Yeah.
But to watch it now, it's way too tame. Like, you never actually see him stabbing everyone. Like, the camera angles are, like, really censored.
Yeah, well, it's maybe because they needed a lower rating.
Yeah, I mean, I read a lot about the production. Like, a lot of the TV broadcasters wanted different cuts of the film, and it's just not quite there for me. But like I said, I appreciate what it's done as a legacy, like, to set a tone for a slasher film. But the new one I love. I absolutely really love the new one. Like, who'd have thought Danny McBride could nail a horror film? You mean?
And David Gordon Green. He always does, like, art house indie films. Like, that's weird.
I was watching an interview with Jamie Lee Curtis on, obviously, when she was doing press for it, and she was saying comedians have a great mind for horror writing because it's similar to comedy in the sense that timing is everything, and so it, like, transfers well into horror writing, which I thought was a really interesting take on it.
The same with dramas, though. Like, you know, these comedic dramas like Funny People and Knocked Up and stuff, like, they're great films just because they have a story. It's just not there for gags.
They're really it's grounded. It's not like
the people in the film are funny. The jokes,
but
they're
very real people as well.
Yeah,
like Kevin Smith films, for example. You know, Jay, Silent Bob are, like, really exaggerated personas that they're not, like, real people. Whereas, like you said, with Knocked Up, they feel like grounded, genuine people. Like, Funny People is obviously a parallel for Adam Sandler himself.
Yeah, and also, like, they don't go over the top. Do you know what I mean? Like, stuff like American Pie and all that kind of stuff. Like, no one's really gonna fuck a pie.
Speaking of American Pie,
see, I love American Pie for what it is, but I mean, if you're going to go over the top, then you might as well do it to Not Another Teen Movie standards, where it's so bizarre over the top, where it actually becomes funny.
That was good, though. Not Another Teen Movie was amazing.
I introduced Dean to Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, what do you think?
We watched the film and we're like 1 or 2 episodes away from finishing the first series. So yeah, that's begun.
That is on, like, top of my list now. It's cut in between things. When I go back now to Leeds, that is what I'm going to be watching. And then I'm looking forward.
I think we can probably finish it while you're here, to be fair. I mean, maybe not the second series, but certainly the first. We only got 2 episodes left.
Well, I'm ready. To be honest, I'm already looking forward to watching it again. Because I know there's going to be things
that you've missed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's a related film, isn't it? Yeah.
Did
like
we watch it?
You missed the scene where, like, Paul Rudd, like, kills another kid and then throws another kid away.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie.
It does over the top really well because
it knows that it's, like, it's over the top, but it's doing it purposefully to take the piss out of things that do it, like seriously.
Yeah. I was watching, like Harold and Kumar, right? I watched them. We watched all 3 of them the other day. Me and Josh did. And oh my god, right? I love the films, but they're too over the top.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, the whole, was it the cheetah thing? Like, the CGI on that cheetah scene is just nuts.
That's it.
The only saving grace is MPH.
They get to a point where they're pushing too hard for laughs. Like, they're not trying to get a laugh. Like, they drag something out so long where you feel like you have to awkwardly laugh at it.
Yeah, well, number 3...
It's like in Family Guy, where
knows what it is, so it takes a piss out of the first 2 films. So I think it's kind of, like, better, actually.
Yeah.
But the 3D aspect of it is good, and it breaks the fourth wall, and he's like, "Who are you talking to?" And he's just, like, staring at you. It's weird, but it knows what it is then.
Hmm.
Yeah. It takes a long time to get in, doesn't it?
Yeah, they spend way too much time building up and like trying to drill it into you that it's not a medical thing. It's needless. The whole Arctic stuff doesn't need to be in the film at all. This annoys me because they never pay it off. They never explain who done it with the Virgin Mary thing. Bit of Pazuzu face there. Like, yeah. So the priest comes in, someone's vandalised the Virgin Mary. It never gets paid off. It's just like a thing. Because, like, realistically, I don't care how powerful Pazuzu is. He hasn't done that.
No, you can't go into a church, can you?
I mean, at this
Presumably.
point, yeah. I mean, at this point, she's possessed because obviously she's getting the tests now. So it's undebatable that at this point she is now possessed. Where it happens is whenever, but he obviously hasn't done that. And then they try to bring it up later with the cop. That's what the cop starts investigating. Then the murder, but they never pay off the Virgin Mary thing.
Does it all happen around like? I mean, this is happening in a church right near where the kid's getting possessed. You know,
I assume so.
It's all happening in a small area. So, is it because the fact that the priest is losing his faith in the church, and it's not the whole church? It's just because of what his church is doing at the moment. So maybe it could have been Pazuzu that's done that to the church because the church has lost its, its cleanliness.
Protections, we'll say. Yeah, I get that. You got to give props to Linda Blair as Reagan. I mean, what a role to play as a child, and just the script and the whole makeup process. Fair play to her.
Here's one. If you had a daughter now, her age, would you let her play this role?
Yeah, I would.
Would you?
Yeah.
See, I don't think I could. I mean, it's such an iconic role, but at the same time, that's a big ask for a kid to do.
It's probably about 10, 11 though. Like, it's probably not too bad there. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I let her do it just because I like films. I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, I get in there, son. Yeah. Like,
I mean, you know I would.
I'm like Kevin Smith. Like, I put my daughter in everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I like. Judd Apatow puts his daughters and his wife in every single film.
So, I guess it kind of depends on what type of kid you got, isn't it? Because age is just a number. You can have some kids that would be able to do something.
That's what I mean. Like, despite her age, like we were talking about this yesterday, where sometimes you can see like an actor's decision and a director's direction.
Yeah.
And I think that, like in this, sometimes you can see, regardless of whether it was the direction or her choice, whatever she does it well. Like just now, where she's like up against the door. I mean, it's convincing. She's obviously very intelligent enough at that age to be able to take that information and go, right, this is how this needs to be portrayed.
To be fair though, you got to think that even if she's like 11, 12, she's probably been doing acting since she was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So then it's all she knows. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. It does depend on how. Yeah, if she just started at like 10, do you know what I mean? That's just pretty good regardless. But yeah, I don't know.
It's like the girl from Stranger Things. Like, if they were to remake this now, or if this had never been made and they were making it now, she's a good enough actress where if you were her parents, you'd let her do this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
She's probably too old now.
Yeah,
and also I couldn't. I just don't want to see her in everything that like be bored of her and something because she's pretty good.
She's in something like that.
She's in Godzilla.
Godzilla, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Same with Finn Wolfhard though. Do you know what I mean? He's in the It film. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's good in it though. Oh, Chapter 2, man. Oh, I hate Chapter 2.
I sat and watched it.
Film.
I watched it.
It's not good.
What, the newest it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was funny.
It's funny. The best thing about it is Bill Hader, but it's just, I don't know, it's just average. It's really average.
Not even Bill Hader can carry it to an hour 45-minute film.
Yeah, do you mean it's really average?
This photo in the background on the X-ray, what was that meant to be? Because that looks like a face to me.
Which one now, the X-ray or the car?
The X-ray. You can see eyes and that.
Yeah, it's quite possibly Pazuzu. I bet if you superimpose it, you could see that white face that pops up. This is what everyone starts thinking of scary movie by here.
Yeah. And she comes down. She does piss on the floor, right?
Yeah. No,
Okay,
that is a thing.
I get confused because I haven't seen this since like.
He's a real priest, brother.
Yeah, so he's in the third one.
Why does he look like an old Ethan Hawke?
Oh my god, he does look like an old Ethan Hawke. Yeah.
Weird.
Shit, son. This is a strange bit as well, where he accuses him of being a Nazi. Like, there's just scenes that they don't need. Like, this doesn't need to be here. It doesn't have any payoff in the film at all.
To be honest, though, I think because of the time era it came out, if they didn't put scenes like this in it and they made it all about what the film's actually about, then they wouldn't have put it anywhere. They wouldn't have got released because it is way too much as it is.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry, but you got to admit, Scary Movie 2's version of this
Scary Movie 2 is
so much good.
It is spot on.
I just said so much good. Fuck's sake.
So much good.
So much good.
I pictured you as that
like
dog
Vince
meme.
McMahon. Such good shit.
Fuck, so much good. Yeah, I think it's funny as fuck. And they're doing that song and they Andy Richter's playing the piano. He's the city.
Yeah.
Is it James Woods? Is the they call him? He's like Father Muldoon or something. It's funny as fuck.
And he says, "Oh, yes, with the kids, sometimes you got to give them candy."
Yeah. Oh, and the
Candy.
mother, right? You've seen Alien, right?
Yeah.
The mother is the one of the other woman from Alien on the ship. Yeah, I can't remember her name. In Scary Movie 2.
The one that's not Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. Basically, there's only 2 women in that film. No, is there 3?
I don't know. I
don't
can tell you.
She's pinged, mate.
Yeah. That'd be weird as shit, though. Imagine going to like a casual get together and the little kid comes down and tells you you're about to die, and then starts pissing on your shoes. That's a way to kill an atmosphere, innit?
Oh, come on, get on to the good stuff where she's fucking flaying about.
Where she's
like...
green. Get to the green.
Hasn't been half. It's been half the movie at this point.
Oh, it doesn't start until like it starts basically in the last hour. They spend way too much time establishing that it's not a medical
This film
thing.
has kind of got the same kind of pacing as The Godfather. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of unnecessary stuff in it, but like
I do get the point of this, like I said, to establish that it's not a medical thing, but they just go way too deep in it. Like, we don't need to see her having 3 fucking brain scans, you know?
Oh,
there we go. This is where it gets naughty. So yeah, it's like the fucking 60-minute mark, basically.
Christ. This is the first time we ever skipped the film.
Yeah.
I don't know why we skipped it.
Do you feel naughty?
I do. Yeah, it feels weird. Oh.
If we ever do Last Jedi, we'll probably do it in about 40 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, I told Anson and Josh that. They were like, what the fuck? How can you not watch the film? Like, it's Ashley, man. He does whatever the fuck he wants. Like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't edited your own version of The Last Jedi, where it's literally just Luke doing weird stuff. And then
Yeah, no, honestly, I done it the first time I done it, I had full intentions of just watching the film. And I just got so bored. I was like,
it's quite
this
boring.
is killing me.
It's quite boring.
And I did. I just
Nothing
skipped.
really happens.
Yeah, I just skipped to the Luke stuff, watched it, and then anything else that happened, like whether it was Poe or fucking Finn, I was like,
Didn't it feel like because of the backlash of Force Awakens being a literal like reboot of The New Hope?
I am on board with that as well.
Right.
I'm not a fan of Force Awakens. I don't like the new trilogy.
So like they probably thought, okay, right, how are we going to get over that now? Let's find someone else to come in, write something completely original. I think that's where it failed because it didn't feel like part of the Star Wars universe. It felt like just a random space opera film.
I mean, what it is, I like Rian Johnson's take on the Jedi because I'm a fan of any story like in the expanded universe that paints the Jedi to be kind of not as good as they make out, because I do think that as well.
Yeah, because the prequel trilogy does that, doesn't it? It kind of makes
in very subtle ways.
Yeah,
like Yoda talking about how all the young Jedi have got arrogant, but in reality the Council is so arrogant they can't see the Sith Lord that's literally right in front of their face, like every fucking day. And I'm a fan of things like that, so I thought that's why I like the Luke stuff, because Luke is like pretty much, the Jedi weren't that great.
Yeah.
I am excited to see his prequel trilogy, and my biggest hope is I just want to see an Old Republic series. I don't want a film. I don't even want a trilogy. Well, you could probably do it as a trilogy. It would be tight.
Yeah.
but I'd rather see a series. 5 series of Old Republic, get it done.
Animated or?
Oh, no, not animated. It's got to be live action.
Fair.
If you were to do it as a film, I mean,
The
if I
thing
was
is-
to do it as a film, I'd want to do it as 4, but obviously Star Wars keep it as a trilogy. You'd have to do the Mandalorian Wars to establish Darth Revan and that whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to do the Knights of the Old Republic 1 story. But then the problem is, do you adapt the Old Republic Revan novel for the 3rd film? Do you do Knights of the Old Republic 2 for the 3rd film? Or do you do Old Republic for the 3rd film? And that's when realistically you could do 2 trilogies on the Old Republic, but it would just be much better.
Make
to
them
do a
all
series.
4.5 hours long.
Yeah, you'd need to do a series. You'd have to.
Yeah, that's true. I think Star Wars probably feels like it only really works as a series. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the original trilogy are like they're fine. Prequel trilogy feels like they could have expanded so much more on Anakin
Yeah.
if he wasn't such a fucking whitey.
That's why the Clone Wars is great, because you get to spend
Oh, yeah,
a lot more
fucking Clone
time
Wars,
with Anakin and Ahsoka, and that's when you do build that relationship then.
Yeah,
It does. I think once you've watched the Clone Wars and you go back and watch Episode 3, it does change Episode 3 for you. Like,
Yeah.
you do see it in a different sort of angle.
did you see the Obi-Wan series is going to be set after Revenge of the Sith?
That was obvious. I honestly don't care
There's
about
no
it.
other way they could do it, really, is there?
The only reason I would have cared about an Obi-Wan series is to see him fight Darth Maul, but Rebels done that, so
Yeah,
tough
but
titties,
they
you know
could
what I
do
mean?
it again.
I'm not interested. The only other time I would have been interested in an Obi-Wan series, like period-wise, would be before the Phantom Menace, and I'd like to see his relationship with Duchess Satine.
Yeah.
Like, that's prime period for a series. Like, I get, obviously, Ewan McGregor's too old for that.
Yeah.
But fuck
No,
it,
they could de-age him now with Disney,
yeah,
innit? They could do it.
that's the only thing I would be interested in seeing in Obi-Wan, is how he met Satine and that period. But I'm going to watch it.
Get a
either
little
way.
Neeson cameo in.
Yeah. Because Liam Neeson's always up for it. He always comes back to do Clone Wars and Rebels, what he says. So, I mean, I'm sure he'd be up for doing a series again.
Yeah. That man needs the money, though. He's done a lot of shit films recently.
Yeah.
Right, still not on the fucking...
Nah, still in the fucking doctor's office talking faff. Well, Secret Pursuits with that. This is one of my favourite fucking
So is it?
Secret
Would you
Pursuits.
say this is like one of your favourite films, or...?
It's my favourite horror, hands down. I struggle with saying what my favourite film is. I mean, Lion King's up there, Labyrinth's up there.
Do you skip a lot of this when you watch it? Like,
No.
on your own? We're just doing it
No.
today because it's just a lot of...
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
just
very
so much
relevant
filler.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it is very, very much up there for me. Like, this and Hellraiser are probably my top horror films. I could watch them constantly.
Do you like modern horror as well? No. Nothing?
Anything past, like, 1990 isn't for me.
No?
So, by here, when the lights flickering, if, you know, the extractor fan above the oven,
Yeah.
if you keep an eye on it, like, Pazuzu's face flashes up in it when the lights come back on you, and he's, like, making a minging face at it. Oh, there it was.
Oh, yeah. Well, that feels really weird.
There's loads of them throughout this.
Is
like,
that
a lot.
was that added like
No,
15 years later or something?
no. There's a couple of them in it.
That's weird. Stuff I like that.
Where did I get my inspiration for quick cuts of minging faces from?
Yeah, but that just felt so out of place, didn't it?
I think it's the facial expression, because every other time you see him, he's kind of just like.
Yeah.
But in
dead
that one,
face,
he's
yeah.
like proper, like an aggressive area.
Yeah.
One of my favourite horrors is the one you showed me a few years ago. Grave Encounters.
Oh, Grave Encounters. That's my favourite modern horror, and it's too underappreciated. So, Grave Encounters, the premise of that film is like my dream job. Like that.
Really?
Oh, man. You know me better than anyone else in the world. That is my dream
Well, how many times
job.
have we been into
We've done it.
abandoned...
That's what I mean. Yeah, we've done it.
You've done it with us,
You've
haven't
done it
you?
with us.
What?
Gone into a abandoned...
fuck, that was loud.
Despite that,
Oh!
you'll know where to cut that one.
No, I don't keep it in. It's funny. Yeah.
I remember us being in a abandoned mansion before,
Yeah.
We're in there, and
then me and you, they threw stones at us.
Was it Jordan? He was outside.
Jordan, Harry, and my sister.
Right.
Okay.
Whoa. Right. No. Let's go to the start of this.
Right.
Okay.
Let's keep this in context.
Right.
Right. So, we finish about Grave Encounters first, and then
We'll
tell
go
our
on to
story.
this.
Right.
Okay.
So, Grave Encounters is a film. Basically, the premise of the film is, basically, it's like a most haunted thing.
Okay.
And the guy is like scouting this mental hospital, obviously, to do an episode of Most Haunted there. You know, like the start of Resi 7.
Oh,
the very
yeah.
start, like that. It's kind of like that, but it's in an abandoned mental asylum. And it obviously it's found footage, and it sounds really cliche, but it's really good. It does like the Exorcist thing. I'm a fan of like horror for me. Did you see The Haunting of Hill House?
What is it? The
series
the
on
new
Netflix?
season? No, I haven't. No.
I adored that, but a lot of that is like there's lots of like hidden stuff, like the Pazuzu in this, where like if you're really watching, like you can see some really dark stuff, like in really hidden places.
Yeah.
And Grave Encounters does that really well, because obviously you've got like cameras set up in different holes and stuff. So if you're like watching one at a particular time, you might see like something mad.
Yeah.
And that's my dream job. But anyway, talking about going in haunted places, Swansea has 2 notoriously haunted. Can't see what I'm doing that. Yeah.
Right next door to each other as well.
Yeah.
Literally next door to each other.
It's just because of the
It's
style.
probably now one building.
Yeah.
At least.
The reason for it is because of the architecture style.
It's always
If
the
those
architecture.
houses looked like my house now, people wouldn't say shit. It's the architecture of the house. It's really interesting psychology to that, I think. I'm going to talk to Gavin about that. I bet that's interesting.
Well, how would like Victorian houses were kind of...
Yeah, because no one would think twice about those two unless they look the way that they do. Because it's the big doors and the like.
What was it?
Peeking houses.
Before?
One of them was
a nursing home, wasn't it?
Yeah, one of them was a nursing home. I think the other one was a hospital.
And it was,
for the nursing home.
no, I think that one was something to do with children, maybe.
Possibly.
I
Or
don't know.
either that or a church. But they're right next to... Well, they're in the posh area, aren't they? Where they did have
it's like,
big,
it's
massive
right
buildings.
opposite,
Oh,
right opposite the mayor's house.
Saying that, actually, did you read In Lives We Trust?
I haven't yet. No, I completely forgot
Right.
about it, to be honest. Shit.
So as you were saying, like the posh area, that
Yeah.
where St James's is it St James's Crescent?
I think so, yeah.
That is featured in the book, and like
Right.
like a certain person lives in one of those houses, like a rich person. It's pretty interesting, man. It's just
I
weird.
completely forgot. I sound
So
right.
that those buildings probably would have been like used around like the late 1800s, but they probably got abandoned like it looks like probably like the 70s or 80s, isn't it?
Yeah, I imagine about 70s. So, yeah.
So, if I remember correctly, it went down this way. We were all behind the house, or church, or whatever it was.
We
were
climbed over
outside,
the gate.
We climbed over the gate, went
Went
round
round
the
the
back,
side, yeah.
and we saw a window that was bricked up.
It wasn't even a window. It was just a hole that had been made in the wall.
So
And it was bricked up with like cinder blocks. So we weren't even bricks that matched.
no, you could remove the bricks and climb in, and that's what we did. So a few of us climbed in.
It was me, you, and I think Harry got in as well.
Yeah, and I don't know why whoever it was convinced Jordan came in with us. So we're walking around in this swimming pitch.
We'd gone
black
right
room.
in,
we were right in there.
because we got in quick.
Yeah,
a few people struggled to get in.
We followed you.
Yeah.
Me and Lauren did, and we were like kind of in the front, and then you came like running.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I went into this one room, and a few people came in behind me, and I looked in the corner, and I saw a guy sitting there, sitting down in the corner, and I waved to him, and he was just staring at me, and I turned around to everyone. There's a guy by here.
No, you turned around to me and you were tapping me and whispering for ages.
Yeah, because at first, you know,
What the fuck?
Yeah, he was.
Well, at first
you
I
must have
was
done it
freaked
at least
out.
like 6 times. He said to me before, I was like, all right, Dean. Because I was convinced it was Jordan. I was like, yeah, it's fuck. Because whoever it was, they were using a flash on a phone, clearly.
Yeah.
Because their face was like whited. So they were clearly using a flash on their phone. And I just, like you said, you would have assumed it was Jordan just looking around.
yeah, except for the guy who was sitting down.
Well, no,
So
but
he's just a random guy, just
yeah, and that's really
having
and
a
then we
pet
saw
ball.
it.
He just inject himself with heroin. Oh.
God knows, because we went back a second time, remember? You went with us a second time. I remember they started throwing bricks out.
Yeah. That was
We'll carry on to that one after this. But yeah, then we all shot out. And I remember arguing with you outside about who should be at the back in case one of us gets stabbed. But not about, I don't want to get stabbed. It was like, no, I'll go at the back.
We
I'll
was trying to push the other person in front.
Yeah.
For one of us to be at the back. Like, I wanted him to go first. He wanted me to go first because neither of us wanted to leave the other person at the back of the line. Like,
But what if the person in the front got stabbed first? Like, someone was like, got him.
Yeah, he comes
I watched
out.
you come in. I was
Don't
hiding
even-
behind a door. Fucking hide and seek champ. It's Madeline McCann. Just stabs you.
But it was one of those things where, like, everyone was like, no, it's Jordan. And then Jordan pokes his head out from, he's still stood outside. So he pokes his head into where we came in from. It was like, he's like, what, who wants me? And that's when everyone, like, turned around and shit themselves around.
What the fuck? Fucking go.
Yeah. And then we went back around like 10 minutes later, and then it was bricked up again, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we all ran out, obviously. We went back up after a minute or two, and the guy's put the bricks back in the wall, so he's obviously, you know, like actual living in there, which I don't know why, because how fucked up do you have to be to live there? Keep in mind, this wasn't like winter or anything, it wasn't cold, and it
was summer when we were all hanging out and skating and stuff.
Yeah, it was like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah, 2011, I think. Wow. Oh, I was like 15.
It's depressing, isn't it?
Oh.
Saying that, wasn't that Halloween?
It was around Halloween. Yeah,
It
that's
was
why
around
we did
Halloween.
it. That's why we did
was
it.
It wasn't college, was it? It
I
had
think
to be.
Yeah,
No,
it was.
'cause
Yeah.
No,
Who was with us? I'm sure.
It was us three.
Jess Mitchell was with us.
That was different. That was the brick tent. That was, wasn't it?
So we went there.
Yeah, because we were telling her about it, and that's why we went back. Yes.
No, yes, we.
Oh no, we went back we went back a third time on Halloween after we had the stone thrown at us. We wanted to prove everyone, and it was in college, and we had to try and boost Rachel over the gate because she just couldn't climb it.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
I
I could have for 20 minutes.
I completely forgot about that whole time period of my life.
We went like 3 or 4 times,
Yeah,
or at least
but it's 'cause
together. But
that was me. I was so annoyed, like, because I wanted to know what the fuck was going on, and like I said, the second time we went back, you were working. We went back a second time, and me, you, and I think Lauren got in.
and Jordan,
No,
and
I
Harry.
yeah.
Harry's with us as
Yeah,
well.
Harry was filming it all.
I can remember me working. I was annoyed that you all went without
You
me.
met us afterwards. I remember you meeting us after.
Yeah, and I was annoyed that you all went without me. Like,
And I went to that corner because I was like, right, I want to look at it and see if it was like a mattress or whatever. And I went over to that fire exit, and I got into like where the stairs was. Next thing, this brick just come flying past my head, and I was like, fuck. And then another one, and then he just kept throwing bricks out, didn't it? And we just left.
Was it bricks? I thought it was like little pebbles.
It was like, no, it was like those huge like stones. Like, it was mad.
Fuck, man, I could
But-
have killed you as well.
it's a shame. That was the second building, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
the
a
first
shame
one's
because
really hard to get into.
the first one's really hard to get into. But I have memories from like 6-7 years prior to us all doing that, of being in the first one, because when I was a kid, we always used to go into the first one because back then that was the easier one to get into.
Yeah, you can get
And-
into the back when the second one now weighs, because the gate doesn't exist. It's like a,
I haven't been there in yonks. Ages.
I probably would never go there again.
Well, in all
I'm gonna
fair,
go there to Ouija board, son.
We
Well-
could do, yeah. Actually, no, I'll go there if you can film it.
well, 15 years ago, you could literally walk in there and fall through the floor. In fact, I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, there's no roof in there anymore. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's the thing. They all crumbled down. Remember, it was like a big, huge slope of fucking boulders and stones and wood and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I remember walking up one of the staircases in there, and I went to go on the first step. There was no first step. So I've literally walked forward and fell through a hole in the steps. I've caught myself on the way down, but like everyone can only see the top half of
Like
me.
in a comedy film,
Yeah.
like you're too fat to get through.
Oh
something.
my god.
Like
It was
Mac
like
trying to
that.
get through the drain.
But keep in mind, I'm like 12 years old at this stage.
You were with your brothers, were you?
Well, yeah, with one of my. I think I was with my
I'm
oldest
sure you were
brother
with
and
Matt.
his
Did you
mates.
say you were with Matty as well?
Yeah, it would have been with
Yeah, I
Matty and that.
remember,
And to have your legs, like, you can't see your legs because they're through the floor. And
Yeah.
you're in a creepy ass mansion.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, I get that.
I was totally scared for the bottom half of my
Like,
body.
You're waiting to be like pulled.
Yeah, I'm expecting
Just sliced in half.
Yeah, I'm expecting something like that because
Oh my god. Well, Iron, you were on the top floor.
no, that's it. They had
The fucking basement now.
well, the floor you go into,
Yeah.
there's a floor underneath that, usually, because you
Like
they
laundry
both
rooms
had
and
gardens,
stuff like
didn't
that,
they?
no?
Where in the
Oh,
garden,
the
the back gardens
So
was
had
way
like
lower
they already
down.
had like a basement then.
Yeah, so you went into the first floor is the entrance, then you got ground floor, then you got basement.
Still in the fucking hospital.
But then you still got two floors above that and an attic. So altogether, if you include the basement, this had what, 5 levels?
Hold the fucking phone, right? We have to go now because I didn't know there was a fucking basement.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
that
basement
changes
is like
shit.
underground basement. So you
That's
go
what,
in.
that's when, you know where the, like that fire exit is and where the guy was throwing the stones. If you go down there, that's how you get down to the basement, because those stairs goes down.
yeah.
And
Well,
then
those-
the basement is like where like all the laundry rooms were and stuff like this, things like that. Man,
Honestly, what the fuck? I didn't even.
that's
Like, it
HillRat,
makes sense
that
though,
is.
because I remember you have to go up steps,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like a ledge, and it goes
Yeah.
over
And then
like
if you
a
go in
car
the
park,
garden, there's
wouldn't
like a
it?
huge patio. There's loads of steps that go down into another part of the garden.
you
innit?
you ever play the game Bully, Canon Kane and Edit?
No, I never did. No.
Didn't you? The
No,
Rockstar
no,
one.
I never,
really?
never played.
You
No,
you
either
right, you've
version.
played it. Do you know near the end of the game where you meet up with the townies and you go into that abandoned mansion and you have to break through the walls,
yeah.
to fight them? That reminded me of that building, because when I was a kid we used to go up to the very top floor, the attic, because everything was easy to destroy out there, and we pretty much
Obliterated.
yes, words. We destroyed that top floor. Like, it hardly had a roof by the time we were done.
Man. What's that other place that's up in Mayhill? It's got the creepy
No,
drawings inside.
okay,
Ooh,
no. Oh,
hang on,
yeah.
is that the one that's like on like by Seaview?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Is
so
that the boys' school?
That
Yeah,
place is fucking...
the other day when I went into town to meet Matty, me, Matty, and his kid were all walking up near the other end of town. Anyway, you can see the building from where we were walking, and Matty's kid points up to it and says, "Oh, Dean, my dad told me that when he was younger, you and him used to kill all the ninjas up there." And I just looked at him, looked at the building, looked at Matty, was like, "You haven't told him what's up there, have you?" And I was like, and his kid was like, "Oh, let's go up and fight more ninjas."
No,
and I'm like,
not go up
"No,
there.
no, you don't want to go up there. There's and
There's an atmosphere.
yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Do you know what's painted on those walls?
Have you seen the wall?
No,
Have you
I
ever been in there?
I've never been in there.
Oh,
no.
man.
Oh,
Someone-
it is freaky.
Yeah, it
It
is.
is freaky.
Like, I mean, I'm alright with stuff like that. I love it in there. It's what you want if you're someone like me. Like, I'd spend the night in there because it's just mad.
All over the walls, and I mean literally almost every single wall is
It's like your
paintings.
cliche horror type. What you'd
Yeah.
expect.
And
I mean, but-
these aren't spray paint or anything. These are full on paintings of kids with their heads decapitated.
yeah, it's mad.
And I mean proper paint. Someone's bought paint and
like
drawn
proper,
a
like,
mural.
stroke
A
paint.
mural.
Do you mean not like
Oh,
you would
fuck's
spray?
sake.
Yeah, there's no like blotches. It's like clearly stroke. Like someone's taken time to paint them. It's weird.
Yeah, and it's all. And this isn't
and
even
it is
the
literally
inside of the
everywhere.
building.
Like on all, everything.
This is all along the outside of the building.
Why haven't I know the one. I used to walk past it a lot. I think Lauren's been there.
Yeah,
It's
it's an
really good.
interesting. It's an
I
interesting.
need to try
visit.
that as well.
Yeah.
Make a horror short film.
I would say the only other good place that I can think of that they knocked down a few years ago is, do you know if you're going down to town and then you go up to where James used to live, where that little park is, and they knocked down a building there and they built some old people's homes.
Yeah,
But they
the
used to
flats,
be
yeah.
there used to be an abandoned building there as well that had they had those beds with train jackets and things like that.
I know the one. Yeah.
Do you remember when we went camping up by Gowan Coed
Oh yeah.
and someone was messing with us in the night
Oh
and it was you?
yeah. I remember that. That was hilarious.
I was this close to shooting you with an arrow.
The thing is, I thought you
This
knew.
close to shooting him through the fucking neck with an arrow.
I thought you knew it was me.
No.
Well,
Well, I did once. I
Well,
I mean, I figured it
don't know.
out.
Hold out, Green Arrow. Let's go back.
I thought it'd be funny to fucking make the people we were with, shit themselves a little.
Yeah, but what you're camping at where?
Up near
Kevin Coyne.
Yeah, up near Kevin Coyne.
There's a spot I know up by Kevin Coyne where it's decent to camp. We camped there a few times.
Yeah, like 3-4.
Yeah, it's really good up there. But the first time, loads of people come with us. Who was with us all together? I mean, the usual lot: Cheech, Harry, Prince. I'm sure. For some reason, I feel like Sophie Locke was with us.
Sophie came, but she didn't stay. I don't think. I think she came and then left a few hours later.
Maybe. Katie was obviously with us. Someone else was with us. Who was that?
One of Katie's friends was with us.
Sophie. Yeah.
What the not Lockie, the other Sophie in it, Wellen or something like that.
No, it was Sophie Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a lot of us, to be fair, and everyone was a bit, because obviously it's Kevin Coyne. I mean, we were fine because I chose to camp there, so it was no issue to me. You don't care, you're fine. And once it got really dark, just like Blair Witch shit started happening. You know, like random stones move in and fucking stick omen and stuff. Now I had took a bow and arrow with me because everyone was like, "Oh, please take something like to protect us." And I was like, "The only thing I've got is like a bow and arrow."
I'm a queen.
Yeah. So I was like, right, I'll take these then. Fine. So for about 4 hours now, these things keeps happening. But Dean is with me more or less the whole time.
Yeah.
So I have no
I'm
idea.
more
or less.
I'm a tricky
Yeah.
guy.
So then I'm at the tent, and Cheech was a legend. Cheech was like, "Nah, if there's someone that's going to kill you, I'm going to be with you." So props to Cheech, legend. Harry wouldn't come out of the tent, and obviously none of the girls would. So I'm walking around now, bow like ready to go, and I hear something in a tree,
Yeah.
like up in a tree. So I'm like that now, walking, and it's behind me, and I'm like that to Cheech. I'm like, "Cheech, I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to shoot in the tree, because there's someone in the tree." And I was like, right, so we'll keep walking now as if we don't know it's there, and then I'm going to shoot him. So then I turn around, shoot this arrow off, miss him, grab another one, and I'm like, right, who is it? Because obviously it was so dark, you could see a shape, you couldn't see, like, his face or anything, and then he bursts out laughing.
For
and I'm
fuck's
like,
sake.
Literally, like, milliseconds
Arrows go
away from,
straight
like...
through his stomach.
Yeah, like, it's close to, like, shooting you through the eye.
Imagine that though.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, that would have been depressing for me.
Yeah, you wouldn't be attending the story.
Yeah.
You'd be in prison.
Yeah.
He'd be in the grave. Fuck.
Yeah. That was fun times.
Fun times.
Yeah.
No, but in all fairness, that I don't think that was the first time we went there. I think that might have been the second.
Yeah.
But either way, I remember one time we did go there and we did find weird stuff.
Yeah, no, we did.
We found tripwires.
Yeah. And there was... Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, my God.
We
That's
found
another time again.
we found blades
That place is
stuck
mad.
into trees.
Yeah, we
we
reckon it
found-
was, like, set up for, like, if someone was escaping, they go this way, because it was mad.
Yes, it was. There was paths that weren't. Do you know, like soul paths, which
Yeah.
have been made because so many people walked there.
Yeah.
There was one side like that, but was clearly
over the wall.
overly made into like, right, don't follow the obvious path. Come onto this little path type thing.
Yeah, and, I forgot about all
And
that.
there was stuff nailed into trees at certain angles that if you ran past quick, you won't see. They've cut you. There was wires nailed into the
like barbed wire
buried
stuff.
into the ground.
You know, like snare traps and stuff like that, like proper Rambo stuff. But that was all over the wall, wasn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
There's a dividing wall, obviously, around the place, so because you're not really supposed to go in there or get out, but, there's ways. But if you go over the wall, then there's this mad bit where it's just dense forest. Like, you can't appreciate how foresty it really is, Kevin Coyne, because you can't really see it. And it was just mad setup of, like, just random traps and stuff. I don't know if it was the property owner, because beyond that fence... It is like a huge property that's owned by someone.
but
There's two lakes there.
what prop doing?
No, I get that, but I mean, it's just trying to logisticize it. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like whether some tramp was like living there for a while, like in the woods there, or I don't know. But I've completely forgot about that. Yeah, yeah.
I'm so confused. How the fuck was there like snare traps there?
There was
Someone just
everything,
escapes
like,
and they just get fucking...
There was even down to little things like plastic wires that will literally trip you if you're running.
Yeah.
You know, like clearly like tied to one tree and then like
Yeah,
whack on the other one. Yeah.
What if there was one that was like higher up, so if you run fast enough, you just...
There was ones like that. That's what you mean.
Like,
There was
slice
very
your head off.
blatant setup things, wasn't it?
Go on.
Oh, God, I totally forgot about that, man.
I mean, it's all probably still there if anyone wants to go down and have a look.
Yeah, possibly is, yeah.
I'm good for that one. I'll do the houses, but
Yeah, that was mad.
my damn ass will probably fucking...
Step in the snack. Dead.
Oh no. Or mine, just like in Track of Thunder. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she's...
Reagan's gone mad. Oh, I think we might have missed my favourite lines in the film.
We've missed a lot of the film. Like,
That's always the
we
case.
didn't just miss it, we fucking skipped it. Like...
It's just so irrelevant, the hospital stuff, man. It's just needless.
Different setup today, I think.
At least we stuck to the horror theme with our horror stories.
In all,
Yeah, it's not like we just, like,
Yeah.
threw it away and...
Well, in all fairness, all the things we talked about then with the little pause we had.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give a fuck if anyone we knew heard that anyway.
Yeah. But, like, for legal reasons...
Yeah.
we can't say... No, I'm joking. There's no legal reasons. It's just that we don't want backlash.
Yeah.
From
just,
fucking,
just a tad, yeah.
yeah, like, you could swear all you want, just don't say, you don't even have to say, you just know.
Yeah. If you think you shouldn't say it, don't.
Yeah, trust your gut. Your gut's always right.
That was gut. Not. Never mind.
Well, I was going to say, I knew a person that trusted his gut a bit too much and it let him down.
Oh, God. Oh, it's out of context laughter, man.
I just got that.
Yeah. God. That's the only chuckle you'll get from this film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do find some bits funny, but, like, it's awkward laughter. Like, when we watched it with my mum the other night and she's, like, fingering herself with the cross. And then she's asking her mother to lick her out. Just like, oh, my mum's right here.
Well, she does. Honestly, right? This is like watching it.
Yeah. There's a bit where she goes in and she's like,
Stabbing herself with the...
no, the insinuation is that she's...
Yeah, but...
Yeah. And then she, like, grabs her mother's head, like, pulls it and is like, lick me. It's a bit
What?
awkward.
I thought that was just Scary Movie 2.
No, that's this.
That's my only, like, references to
That's what I mean. Like,
Exorcist.
do you let your 12-year-old daughter do it? I mean...
Okay, alright. Let's retract what you said from earlier, and do what she wants. Fucking, what's her name? Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she got nude when she was 13 for a film.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that is that a Roman Polanski film?
Probably is wrong.
I'm pretty sure that's
I think it's a
illegal.
Roman Polanski film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another...
We keep saying we're not gonna like do any of his films. We mention him like almost
All
every
everything.
week. Like great avoidance, guys.
No,
every
yeah,
week
well-
we talk about a paedophile. We need to stop.
Well,
People need to know.
Instead
of monkey news, we got paedophile news.
Well, hopefully one day we'll run out of them, but unfortunately,
No, we got as many pedos as we got films, so we got one.
Saying that, I watched Pianist the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I
it's
gotta
not like
say.
we can't do one of those films.
Yeah, yeah,
There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know.
it's an awkward one, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
no, I
okay.
did watch The Pianist the other day, full 4K. I loved it. I watched
Oh,
it
was
before
it?
the rugby.
Is it in 4K on Netflix? Oh boy,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that tonight. The Pianist.
Such a good film.
It's good. It's just a shame that he got nominated for an Oscar. Did he win Best Director?
I think it did win. Yeah, I'm sure it won. I mean,
They're not going to give it to him.
it's
are
hard for me, like I said, because it is such a
they? How
good
the hell
film.
do they like? How do they decide to even give a nomination?
Politics, innit? Did you see the Weinstein stuff about him in the comedy club?
Yeah.
What's he doing? What is he doing?
An idiot.
Man. And I can't imagine, like, I feel so sorry for those 3 women that got, like, thrown out and booed,
Yeah.
because I can't comprehend being anywhere and a known multiple-time rapist coming in. That's like letting Jimmy Savile work in a fucking nursery.
Yeah.
Do you mean, like, what's he doing? Why is he doing that? Why does he think that's okay?
Harvey Weinstein, man, he thinks he can pay it off. You know what I mean?
It's nuts, man. It's insane. It's so wrong.
See, we can't go another week without fucking talking about.
Yeah.
It's just vent your anger on pedos.
Yeah. I mean, it's that Robert Pattinson, isn't it? And I mean, to be fair, one group deserves it more.
Well, talking about Robert Pattinson, do you know about his new film, The Lighthouse? Willem Dafoe.
No.
Oh, boy, check out the trailer for it, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a trailer.
Shia LaBeouf's got a new film coming out, and I can't remember what it's called. But it looks like, have you seen Hunt for the Wilder People?
Yeah.
It looks like that, but in the kid's got Down syndrome.
Oh, I know the one. It's like peanut something.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf back, baby.
Oh, yeah.
What did you rather call him? Shia LaLeaf.
No. Loof LaBouf. Oh, I can't stop coughing, man. I'm so ill right now.
You know, speaking of, going into mansions and shit earlier, how creepy would it be if you went into a mansion and then the darkness was Shia LaBeouf?
Shia LaBeouf.
Loof LaBouf.
Running from your life from Loof LaBeouf.
That's such a better name, though, isn't it?
Loof LaBeouf.
Fuck, hell.
Fuck, you're not possessed by Pazuzu, are you? Yes. I'm going to start coughing out locusts in a minute.
I'll be fucking sick. Coughing up blood now, but like, oh well, you know. Let's start making meth now.
Fucking Arthur Morgan.
Yeah.
I've started watching Breaking Bad.
I was literally about to say, speaking of meth and cancer.
Yeah, because we were supposed to do El Camino.
Yeah, I've started watching Breaking Bad now, so we will do it. I just need to finish
supposed
it.
to do. Oh yeah, we were supposed to do a few things, didn't we?
I gotta give a shout out to Hugh and Chris Phillips because they share everything. Hugh
Yeah.
shares everything, to be fair to him. Fuck, Hugh Redding, oh my god.
I was about to say
Hugh at Redding.
him sharing
Oh,
stuff
shit,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
puts
Well-
him in a predicament sometimes.
Fuck me, right. So he brought this tent to Redding. This is just the first thing.
Is this going on or off?
Yeah, no, yeah, this could go on. He loves it.
Right.
He absolutely loves it. He brought this tent to Redding. This tent looked like it was 50 years old if it was a day old. Should have seen. I'd never seen anything like. I didn't even know they made tents like that. So we get there. He unpacks it, puts it up. As soon as he puts it up, it breaks.
Yeah.
Now, me being who I am, I knew exactly what was wrong with this tent and how to fix it, but I didn't do that. I left it. So, have you got a picture of it?
I'm trying to find one now.
I know. There's definitely a picture of it on my Facebook. But this tent was like nothing. You couldn't have slept a cat in it. It was just ruined.
Yeah.
But Dean had like a 4-man tent to himself. I had a 3-man to myself. We were both like, just come in with us. It's fine.
Well, Kath bought a 2-man and ended up with a 4-man as well.
Yeah. The Cass's tent, Katie's tent. So there's more than enough tents for him to like bunk in with. But he just insisted, no, I'm going to sleep in my tent. Now, Hugh is a big drinker as well. I gotta say, I've known Hugh a long time. I've been out on many occasions with him. I have never seen him like over the top drunk.
Yeah.
But I see him drinking constantly. I don't know anyone who could drink like Hugh. He is on it. And he was the same at Reading when you gotta say, Dean, he was he was
Okay, so it's
he
not
gone through about 3 or 4 cases. Like,
this is not the best picture of it, but this is the only one I've got on my phone. But I know there's more on Facebook. Don't scroll left.
Wow, what?
I got a much better one than that. Like, it was ridiculous. So the first night, right, we all go to bed and we're all obviously wrecked. And he sleeps in it. We wake up in the morning. I can't remember who was first up. We wake up and we look. He's sleeping in this tent, fast asleep. But his head is outside it. So he's just sleeping with his head outside this tent. And all night.
It's like halfway through a birth.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Or like Ace Ventura.
And all night I could hear people constantly kept falling on him. Like, you must have heard it as well.
Yeah, well, he put his tent right next to the main pathway where like thousands of drunk people are walking past every fucking hour.
Oh, God, yeah. And people kept falling on him and stepping on his head. He had a big boot print on his cheek. So when he woke up, me and Dean just looked at him and we were like, who? I mean, right, if you're insistent on sleeping in your tent, why not sleep with your feet facing out? And he was like, oh my God, I never thought of that. And we were just like, fuck me. Like, people stepped on your fucking face. Like, turn around, dude. Do you know what I mean? Or to come in a different fucking tent. Oh, fucking that tent made my fucking life. Also, I'm all dying.
I'm ill, alright? Really ill.
Yeah. I mean, I've been asking to be possessed for fucking years. Oh, God. Remember that girl as well who was like hiding off the path, and then when everyone was walking past, she'd run out and scare them.
Oh,
That was
one of the girls
creasing.
that was camping right
Next,
behind us,
yeah.
and she kind
We
of...
got really friendly with the guys behind us. They were sound.
Yeah.
Fuck me. And one of the girls, she was off her face. She was pissed. And she was doing this thing where, like, you know, the paths are sort of, like, ditched up a bit, like, to avoid flooding.
Yeah.
She was, like, laying in, like, the gutter bit. And then when people were walking past, she was, like, crawling out of them, like, really weirdly pretending to be dead. Man, she must have scared and tricked, like...
Well, by the
She
end...
done it for hours, and
Yeah,
we were creased for hours. It was hilarious.
Well, by the end of it, we all joined in, didn't we? And we had a row on one side and a row on the other side, all of us lying down next
Just
to the
waiting
path.
to, like, jump out of
Yeah,
people.
waiting for these half-human pissed or baked people to walk past for us to all jump up at the same time.
It was class.
God.
It was hilarious. We done it for hours.
Then, at one point, I don't know why, but we started dabbing at anyone who walked past.
I didn't take part in that. That was too childish for me.
No, but it was funny.
Dabbing, as in, like...
Yeah.
What? I
Yeah.
thought dabbing was, like, really new. I thought, like, you went...
It was 2016, this, so 3 years ago.
Oh, it wasn't... Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was the last time I went, yeah.
We...
Was that the time, like, we accidentally broke Katie's bag?
Well, Hugh almost got kicked out for
Probably.
doing it. Do you remember that?
He almost got kicked out for dabbing.
Honestly, who was a gift from the gods. We got to tell you a story about Hugh as well. It's our turn to tell you a funny Hugh story
Yeah,
now.
this is the story we were supposed to tell earlier, right? So
yeah, I've been telling
He
you
doesn't
for
care if we
ages
tell
about
this,
Hugh.
right? So-
No, you don't mind.
all right.
And I was like, honestly, you got like I can't explain to you. You got to meet him to just understand just how fucking inadvertently like weird and strange he is.
Yeah.
And so the first time you met him was on your birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And what was he doing then? He was doing something weird then, and we were laughing about him.
He was doing magic, that's pretty much what it was.
I can't remember. And anyway, that was that. And then me and you went down Danny's for a night.
Yeah.
And while we were sitting there, I get a message off him, randomly telling me now that he's booked a hooker.
What, Hugh?
Yeah.
All right.
So we were like, I showed chat and we were like, all right, one, why is he telling me? And two, what's he doing buying a hooker
One,
for?
why are we telling everyone?
Well, you can't just have the mash.
Yeah. And oh my god, the story is insane. New phone, so I haven't got the screenshots. I got the screenshots on my old one, but
Fuck's sake.
his story about it is
It's
insane.
hilarious, man.
Yeah, I am going to need to find it now, but
Oh, I got screenshots.
have you still got the screenshots? I
This
remember
is
sending
making
you-
it so bad. It feels like
Nah, he's fine.
we're not
he's fine.
taking the piss out of you, Hugh. Right.
How long ago was this story taking place?
Not that long ago, like 2 months maybe.
I think I've got... Oh, man.
Oh, actually, yeah. hold
Oh,
on.
it's long. It is long.
Honestly, this story about this soccer thing is incredible, but it is long. It's worth it though.
Do you want to do like... Should we do like a... Should I just read it out?
Yeah.
Read it in... All right, okay. I'll just read out his things, all right? So he says... It's probably not in order, because... Yeah, I
But
can't...
anyway, while he was doing it anyway, we were at the thing, and
She's talking about General Grievous, or like she's saying stripped off, saying General Kenobi, oh, I have the high ground.
Hugh apparently gets turned on by Star
Maybe
Wars.
she likes
quotes.
Star Wars, and then he's like, did you end up? Oh no, you ended up making that hooker. You said, and he's like, haha, that's a good story.
He before this though, while he was told us he booked it, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take shit. What are they called? You said he was gonna take a Viagra so he could last longer," and we were like, "That's not what that does."
Yeah, I was going to say
Like,
that's
not
not how it
works.
works.
If anything, it's probably like the opposite. And we were like, "Ew, that's not how it works." And I was like, "Well, how does it work then?" Seriously, like Viagra is like such a cliche joke in so many films. Like, oh, you accidentally took a Viagra. Like, come on, man. Surely you know the effects of Viagra.
I mean, in one hand, he might be on the right path because even though it won't help in that sense, I mean, if you got the full hour and you only needed 5 minutes, then you got 55 minutes.
No, I get that.
Trying
But
again.
also, like, he sent us like work page profile on this website. It looked fake as shit, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
It had like no reviews. The photos were thing and that. And anyway, and then we forgot about it until suddenly we remembered. And then I asked him, and this is the story of Hugh's hooker.
Right. So,
or hookers, we should say.
Did you end up being that hooker, bro? That's a good story. She didn't show, so I ended up going somewhere else. I got booked in elsewhere. Right. Knew it was bull. So you've not banged any whores?
Yeah, so we, like I said, this profile was fake as shit.
I'm scared to say, you didn't kill the bitch. No, I mean, fuck's sake, not again, man. You wouldn't change your opinion of me is what I worry about. My opinion, you possibly couldn't get any lower, mate. My mate booked her for 11 a.m, so I took her Viagra at 10 a.m, yeah? Arrived on time at the desired location. She didn't show, so I got booked somewhere else. However, I was hanging around for an hour with Viagra going on and off. Not a good time to be Hugh. Right? He's like, how was the sex gone? He's like, not gonna lie, it kind of helped my confidence, but she destroyed me. Yeah?
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of out of order here. You sent me a lot of like... You said, how does it work? You go into window shop, what's the score? And he's like, well, you walk in, buzz a doorbell. You are?
You went to Studio 95.
He did he?
Yeah.
So he said you walk in...
Which obviously, I don't know if Studio 95 works. So I was like, well, do you mean they just give you a random fucking girl, like tough titties, that's who you're having? Or like, do you mean do they like line them up?
He said, well, you walk in, buzz a doorbell, it opens, you walk upstairs, get greeted, you sit on a couch and the girls walk out. It's like Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
Right? He says you choose from one and it goes from there. Well, I chose mine, Sarah, I believe she was called.
That's obviously not going to be a real name.
Yeah. She said, you look nervous, my dear. Are you okay? I said, yes, but I'm kind of nervous as it's my first time. She said,
oh, yeah, hold on now. For a bit of context as well, from what I understood, this was an old lady now that's talking to Hugh.
Old lady? Like how
yeah,
old?
he said like maybe like late 60s.
It'll be the madam, won't it? So it'll be like someone that they usually do that anyway. Well, when you see like Shameless or things like that, it's always an old lady. I think
American Pie. American Pie, Book of Love.
Yeah.
Do you watch that when she's sucking him off and then she dies? In
anything like that, it always seems to be an old lady, and I think it's based off the fact that in real life it usually is because it puts people at ease.
Well, that's literally what happens. Like she's an old lady, and he's like obviously worrying. She's
I thought she was old. I thought she was like maybe like I don't know.
No. I remember him
they're probably about 60, but you know they've been used a bit, so
they've done their time and now they're on the desk.
She said she was very kind to me. You go into the bedroom and told me to strip it off. I was like, okay, and she took it from there.
No, this is the hooker now. No, the hooker's not an old lady.
Oh, so
the old lady is like he goes in and when he first speaks, the person on like the reception desk is like a really old lady.
Oh,
and
right.
He's like, oh, I'm really nervous. And she was like, oh, it's fine. And then she said to him, like, oh, be gentle with him because he's nervous. And I couldn't think of anything worse than an old lady telling a hooker to be gentle
he says,
with me.
but when I chose mine, I overheard the old lady say, Sarah, you're up. Look, it's his first time here. Go easy on the boy. Is he a virgin until then?
I honestly, I don't know. I don't know, nah, no.
And no. That's it, pretty much. That's the story.
Yeah.
Oh, no, and again, there's so many, like, the order is incredible. It's like watching Clone Wars.
Or Titans.
Yeah. Fucking hell, yeah.
You talk about that one, son.
There's one thing I do want to talk about, though. Have any of you guys seen Joker yet?
Diaz.
I absolutely loved it. There was a certain part in the movie that, honest to God, had me bursting out laughing.
I think I know the bit.
I was surprising out of how many people didn't laugh. But to me, I mean, that was obviously put in there to be funny.
Yeah. How have you not seen it, though?
I honestly, I couldn't care less. Like, even before it, I've never seen it.
Do you care about spoilers?
I know the plot. I mean, I think...
we can talk about it then.
Yeah, I think the Thomas Wayne thing is fucking stupid.
I want to hear your opinions, because I've only spoken to Josh about it, and he's quite mixed on that exact thing. Yeah, I'm the same, but...
I mean...
Also, by the way, spoilers. for those who haven't seen Joker, because it came out like fucking last week or week before last.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
You gotta
tough
give people
titties. Tough titties.
Tough,
This is a spoiler
that's
warning.
tough titties. Yeah,
Tough titties time.
tough titties. So yeah,
Right. So,
Movie
which part of
segment.
the movie do you reckon I'm talking about?
is it the bit where the guys he used to work with, the big guy and the
Yes,
sort of guy,
it is that part.
and he stabs him in the eye,
Yeah.
and then like the guy's like, "What the fuck, Arthur? What you doing?" And he kisses him on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be that bit because it's just it's
So, yeah.
funny. So Arthur gets up and then
Yeah.
goes and lets him go. It's
Yeah,
fucking
like,
nuts, man.
Arthur, can you open the door?
Oh god.
Yeah, no, I don't like the
What-
Thomas Wayne thing. That's forced as hell.
What do you think of his Joker though?
I reckon he played the character absolutely brilliantly, and the fact that the Joker is not a type of person that you can say, right, this is his origin, this is what happened, and I don't feel like they try to like make the whole movie like this is definitely what happened.
Yeah.
It's just a interpretation. The movie doesn't come across as it has to be this way.
Do you feel like something, right? I had this conversation with Josh, and I said, "Oh, if they're gonna end up putting it with this like new DC Black or whatever it's called, the new darker films they're doing, and that's just the first one. If they do like the Batman now, I feel like that might be included in that rather than the DCEU.
See, I said this to you weeks ago, and you're like, nah, it won't happen.
Yeah, but
If Joker
until
makes
I
enough
seen-
money, they
yeah,
will force
but
it
that's
into
the
an
thing,
expanded
right?
universe. They will.
Right, I don't think Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is the real Joker. If you get my drift, I feel like he's kind of like
He's what inspired the Joker.
inspired
or-
the Joker.
I don't like that. They tried to do that with Gotham with
They
Jerome,
did,
and it
yeah,
didn't work.
they
And
did.
then they made him the Joker.
True, yeah.
See,
Because people were like, I hate the idea of the Joker having to be influenced. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
In work, I've been I've got a very controversial opinion, right, which I don't really back up much, but it's just my opinion, right? So someone mentioned Heath Ledger's Joker.
Right. Like, just like a prequel to his Joker.
No, someone mentioned like, oh, okay, we're talking about the Joker film, and he
Hmm.
was like, oh, who's your favorite Joker? And I said Mark Hamill. And he was like,
yeah.
Mark Hamill doesn't play the Joker. I was like,
What?
yes, no, because it was
Not
yeah.
like live action, yeah, I get you.
And I was like, yeah, well, animated series and the video games and other stuff, whatever. And he was like, why? I was like, it's because of the laugh.
Yeah.
The laugh, hands down, is exactly why he's my favorite Joker.
I like what Phoenix did with this new laugh.
It's fucking good, isn't it?
Right, so
Like it's not too Jokerish, but it's on the way.
okay, so
Like-
the way I see people play the Joker with this new movie that's just come out, I view it as a one shot. It's not
Yeah, like
meant
a one-shot
to,
comic. Yeah, no, I get
I
that.
view it
Yeah.
as a one shot comic, and to me, for that, he did amazing. If I was looking
That's
for,
what it was supposed to be, though.
yeah, and if it was meant to be played in more of a universal, expanded universe type movie, then it would be Heath Ledger's Joker, because Heath Ledger's Joker you can expand upon with other characters.
Yeah.
Where this Joker, you can do another movie with him in it,
But
but it would be
It's
hard
so
to build.
standalone,
It would
forced in
have to be
someone in.
standalone.
that's
If
why I
you-
don't think he'll be the Joker. I think that he'll probably be
And
like an
that's part why I
influence.
don't like the Thomas Wayne thing in it, because that's forced as shit. That's such a force.
Yeah,
in
it's
all-
a weird subplot, isn't it? It's
In
very-
Yeah,
all fairness,
like-
though, I would give
That
credit.
feels like the studio have been like, you gotta put some Batman stuff in this.
yeah.
Do you mean it?
Well,
that
that's the
feels
thing,
like-
right? So, I was reading the plot a while ago because I just couldn't wait. I just wanted to know what happened, right? And I read that the killing of Thomas and Martha Wayne is not shown
Yeah.
at all, and this was like from like the first few
But
previous,
that's
right?
what I mean, it shouldn't
So
be
they-
shown. It doesn't need to be shown in that.
Like, I think the studio forced Todd Phillips to
put that-
shoot that in there.
Yeah.
Why was it in there?
That's what I mean. It feels
But,
like
the
they were
only
like, you
reason it
need to put
feels so
something Batman
weird
in
is
here.
because almost every frame of that film has Joaquin in it. It's such a like one character film
Yeah,
that like when he's not in a frame after like an hour and 40 minutes, you're like,
I think they
feels weird.
saved it a little by trying to make it a bit symbolic that the Joker created Batman. It wasn't just Joe Chill. It was the fact that what Arthur did made Joe Chill go and do that. But
Yeah.
I'd definitely give the movie credit for the fact that there's hardly any reference to anything else. I mean, I love Easter eggs. in movies, and especially when it comes to comic book superhero shit like that. But in this movie, there's no reference to Justice League, no reference to Superman, no reference to hardly anything. The only thing is Thomas Wayne, Martha Wayne, Bruce Wayne.
And
Other
Alfred,
than that, they leave everything alone.
The Alfred casting was weird as well.
Yeah.
No, I didn't like that. But I liked what's his name now? The guy who plays Thomas Wayne. He was good. I can't remember his name now as well.
Yeah, Ned Stark.
Wouldn't it be really interesting?
It was a guy that played Ned Stark, wasn't it?
No.
It looked like him.
I can't remember who it is now.
To be honest,
Brett Cullen, I think.
To be honest, I paid a lot of attention to the movie apart from that one part because...
Right.
Brett Cullen, yeah.
This is more for you than for Charlie, because you might not understand what I'm talking about. But how about this then, right? If they were to do a sequel to this, if they followed Flashpoint storyline, so Bruce Wayne gets killed.
Yeah.
Thomas Wayne survives, obviously, and Martha survives.
Yeah.
Martha goes to take revenge on the Joker and becomes
the Joker,
like the proper Joker.
Well, what would I reckon if they made a movie
if
like that?
was like a sequel, yeah.
I reckon that would be an amazing movie to make it live action, less about Flashpoint and more about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, with the way Phoenix did the Joker in this movie, I wouldn't want that.
You want him to stay.
I want him to be the Joker now. In movies, I want him to be the Joker. Not every movie that has the Joker in, I want him to be in. But like, if it was going to be the same type of movie,
like a separate, that's what they're doing, like a separate.
But I would still love to see that storyline in a movie on its own.
I love that. Like that Flashpoint story is phenomenal.
Like, I would also love to see Snyder's Joker where he's always been there. Do you know the Pale Man Joker?
I was just about to say the three Joker thing.
I would love a trilogy of movies where there was Joker, but like back in the 1900s,
like 1930s.
Yeah, I would love a Joker then.
Right, so for a bit of context, right. In the comics, basically, long story short, Batman finds this thing called the Mobius chair, which is like, ask it anything, it'll give you the answer. So he goes in it and obviously asks, who is the Joker? And it replies, which one? And then it tells him that there's 3 different Jokers, and there always has been. And they're immortal, basically. They've lived forever. And that's like still going on in the comics at the minute. They haven't like resolved it. So at the minute, there's 3 immortal Jokers. The prevailing theory is that one is like the original like 1930s Joker.
Yeah, they go.
One is the Killing Joke, and then the other one's New 52 Joker.
Well, yeah, they've gone off. There's also another one where they've gone off Bronze, Silver, Golden Age Jokers.
Yeah,
but the main point is there's 3 of them, but you only ever see one at a time. And they're immortal. They're meant to have used the Lazarus Pit.
Yeah.
Because there's the Lazarus Pit in Gotham. And so they've used that hundreds or thousands of years ago.
Yeah. Which explains his madness.
Yeah. Well, all 3, there's 3 of them. Jokers and, there's little things that are hinted out throughout the comics where there's one time where the Joker just out of nowhere moves faster than he ever has. And there's the theory that the Joker's always been holding back. Whenever you see him fight Batman and he's losing because, he's fighting Batman. There's one time where he fought Batman and all of a sudden he's just moving 4 times faster than he ever has. And what they was trying to do there is say that, no, he's always been that quick. He's just always held back.
And, yeah, that would be an interesting way to go as well.
So one thing I wanted to ask as well, though, is where could you rank your live action Jokers? Well, not live action, just anything in like
Jokers in
the media.
Any media, well, obviously Mark Hamill's always first.
Mark Hamill without beyond a doubt would be the first.
But how would you work? Well, I probably work like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. I don't like working.
It's hard because I don't think anyone's actually ever really nailed it.
That's what I was saying, right? Like,
Mark Hamill is, in all fairness, been the only one that's done a universal Joker. The Joker you can
the
pick
problem
up
with
and
Mark
put him
Hamill
anywhere.
is, like you say, is because he hasn't done a live action Joker. But then my point to that is, look at the trickster in Flash. It's the Joker. Do you know what I mean? And also in one of the Flash episodes, they go to Earth 2 where he is still the trickster, but he's literally dressed as the Joker.
Yeah,
Like he's got like the purple suit, the flower. Like, do you know what I mean?
But I mean, like,
It's because they're just not legally allowed to say, "Oh, look, he's the Joker." But Mark Hamill is the pinnacle.
Okay, so if I was to look at Heath Ledger's portrayal in the type of movie his character was meant to be in, and Phoenix for the type of movie Phoenix was meant to be in, and then
is it Cesar Ramirez? Or is that his
Caesar
name?
Ramirez, he's a good Joker.
Caesar,
Yeah, I always forget about
and then
Caesar Ramirez. He was good.
Jack
Nicholson,
Nicholson is
yeah.
what I was thinking of.
That's what I was trying to think of, actually, because like when I was in work and we were talking about Joker and Dark Knight, and I was like, they were like, "Oh, what do you think of Heath Ledger's Joker?" Oh, everyone's like, "Oh, he's great." I'm like, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, like I said, no one is quite near it for me.
Like,
honestly, I like Jared Leto's portrayal of the Joker.
Oh,
I
shit,
hate
forgot
the
about Jared
look.
Leto.
I hate the look, but his portrayal I think was quite good.
it's like a nice take on a gangster version, and
Yeah, and I mean, he
I
was
think-
intimidating. He was like, do you
Oh,
know that
yeah,
bit where
he-
he's got him in the chair and he's like growling in his face, and then he's all nice. I was like, oh, he's doing a good job, yeah. But then when you just look at him, it just takes you so far out.
yeah,
Of, like,
it's the damage more than anything.
yeah, and
like-
the fucking teeth.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I can't do it.
and his hair's too bright.
Yeah,
But no, I mean, like if I had to pick one, Joaquin's my favorite right now.
Well, if
Like
you-
apart
if
from
you're-
Mark Hamill,
If you're
but,
gonna say
like, live action,
if you're gonna say live action, right now I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna say Phoenix, and I'm honest to God looking forward to seeing him do more.
if he does.
If he does more.
I want to watch it again as well.
But
I liked it.
that is in no way to put down Heath Ledger's Joker because
No. It's just that it just didn't feel like he was playing the Joker.
Like I said, just no one.
Do you know what I mean?
No
It felt like he was.
It.
It felt like basically the equivalent of Mark Hamill playing Trickster. He's technically playing the Joker, or like it's obvious he's playing the Joker, but there's characteristics about him. It's just like it's a weird take. Like Joaquin Phoenix is a different take, like with the look and stuff, but it's the laugh and the way his like impulsiveness as well. Like that's why he nails it. With the other Joker, you have no backstory about him, but
Well, I would say the 1986 Joker, 66 Joker, not my style. Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson was great. Yeah.
It was funny.
He was just too
He's stiff.
He's stiff and henge.
Yeah.
Like, but he did all the dancing. He had the laugh, and
I reckon him playing it was good. It was funny.
Yeah.
But to the
It's
standard,
not quite there. He didn't. He was too. He was just too normal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He didn't seem insane.
No, I love the fact that he played a character in the movie, but to play the Joker, he's not my Joker.
It's such a hard character, though, isn't it?
But
like,
if we're gonna cross over between any version of the Joker, then my second spot in between Mark Hamill and Phoenix is going to be Zack Snyder's Joker from comics.
No, you won't count comics.
What was you gonna say then?
I was going to say the one from Gotham.
Shit.
Yeah. Cameron Monaghan. Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
Okay, I reckon his character.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Yeah, no, I completely forgot about that for a sec. I am in love with that character, and I think the studio messed up. But the actor is
Nailed it.
amazing.
They're not allowed to have the rights for the character Joker.
Well, they didn't use the name Joker, did they?
Yeah, they weren't allowed. Like that's the thing. That's the thing with the trickster as well.
Yeah, but they
do
made it so
Arrow
obvious.
does it all the
They
time.
had to make the trickster look like the Joker. Pretty much.
That's
They can
why-
do the look. They just can't
Okay,
use
well,
the name unless it's Warner Brothers give them the rights.
fine. And that clown in that Gotham, not the Joker, legal reasons.
Clown Prince of
but,
Crime. Yeah.
I reckon he is by far for what he was doing was
For
just
what he was given.
for
to
what
work
you
with.
exactly.
Yeah.
He was put
He nailed
under
it.
so much limitations, and I reckon the studio messed up for him because they messed up the storyline. But him playing it
His
was
portrayal is
amazing.
fantastic. The very first episode he's in where he kills his mother, when he that whole monologue where he's being interviewed and then he starts laughing,
Yeah.
it's like that is what I want from my Joker.
Yeah.
He's very good.
It got muddy. It definitely got muddy. But
Yeah.
I mean, but in all fairness, I would say when it comes to Batman, pretty much all of my favorite versions of characters are in there. I love the Penguin. The actor that plays the Penguin, he is
that
class.
series made the Penguin for me.
Yeah.
Like they could have honestly, I could watch a spin-off show of that of just the Penguin and Riddler together.
I was about to say
They're
Riddler
fucking
as well.
man.
Enigma is beautiful in this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What do you
beautiful.
think of Paul Dano cast as the Riddler?
I like that.
Have you seen anything with him? You've seen There Will Be Blood, haven't you?
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
really good in that, man.
Well,
I could honestly, I couldn't care less about this Batman film. They've killed it for me, Robert Pattinson, and Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. No thanks. Logan Browning was in the running. What are they doing?
Yeah, that would have been good.
Logan Browning would have been much better casting. Yeah, I'm not excited for it.
do you reckon with everything that's been coming out recently, comic book wise, DC, the Riddler has become a lot more darker than what he's ever
Did you
been.
read War of Jokes and Riddles?
I think, if it's the one I'm thinking of, yes. Is that where he's an old man and he comes back, but he used to terrorize Gotham like 20 years ago? Or no, I'm thinking of some telltale story.
So it was kind of a way to sort of delay the wedding between Batman and Catwoman, because obviously, remember, he proposed. And it was basically like going back and talking about when Batman first started, the Riddler and Joker having like a gang war. It's a great comic. It's probably one of my favourite comic covers of the last decade. It's such a beautiful cover. I forgot what we were talking about now.
Batman covers.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, I'm not excited for the new Batman. I can't wait for the new Wonder Woman, but
I'm excited for Batman. Robert Pattinson, man, he's gonna be good.
I just can't see it.
The DC movie universe is absolutely appalling.
It's a mess,
But Wonder
isn't it?
Woman was amazing.
Yeah, I liked Wonder Woman.
Aquaman, I mean, everyone, compared to what everyone thought it was going to do, I think they did a decent job. It wasn't amazing, but I think they did a decent
Aquaman's
job.
alright. My problem with Aquaman is it's about 40 minutes too long.
It is a bit long, yeah.
I didn't like Aquaman at all. I thought it was
No,
fucking
it's
shit.
a bit-
Shazam was good.
Shazam's alright.
I think we have this. We probably have this conversation every week.
It's because Dean is here.
Yeah, it's a special
Shazam,
edition.
you mean Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's my
We can't say that here.
Did you tell Charlie about that when I went? I went to the movie to see Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And I was telling my fiancée Karina that about who Captain Marvel is. Blah blah
Obviously
blah.
like Shazam though.
Yeah.
You mean
Yeah.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of Shazam. So I'm telling her everything. I get into the movie, sit down, realize wait a minute, and then I have to tell her like
Brie Larson isn't
quickly,
Shazam.
Yeah, quickly explain to her like DC owns this name and blah blah blah. But it used to be called this, and that's why I mixed up. But he's right. He's right then at the start of the movie. She's looking at me really confused. And I have to go. No, I honestly know what I'm talking about. It's not my fault that I've got these two characters confused.
Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Right then.
But why would you name your character after? I mean, did DC name
No,
Shazam?
so Shazam didn't originally belong to DC. I can't remember the name of the company, but it was years ago, and you're talking like 30 years ago. Shazam is one of the originals, to be fair. And he was obviously named Captain Marvel, and then I think it was maybe the 60s, that company was bankrupt, and then DC bought it, still as Captain Marvel, and then I think it was like in the 90s or late 90s, early 2000s that Marvel started to kick up a fuss about it, because I always know him as Captain Marvel. And
I did
but
as well.
I think it's because it was like the mid 2000s where Marvel were like, well, no, you want that name back, because Marvel's Captain Marvel was like a hated character. No one really liked her. Miss Marvel, she was.
Does anyone like her now?
Not really. But then they did a big
I do.
rebranding of her as.
I like Brie Larson. She's good.
They rebranded her as all Carol Danvers, and then they were like, we're gonna fucking have DC.
Yep. Thanks for listening to the Conversation Is podcast.
Yep. I've been Ash Hughes.
I've been Charlie Pitson.
Dean McLean.
Yeah, boy.
So yeah, subscribe to HillRat Productions on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify, Apple, all the streaming stuff.
Google.
Yeah, that's it for another week. Halloween special done.
Yeah, banging.
Boom.